Hey guys, it's me Zen, and today's Friday, September 12th, 2014. How are you guys doing? I am just coming in to say hello and to talk a little bit about some of the do's and don'ts for WLS surgery. And basically, these are just tips that I have. They aren't short. I am going to try to talk. I made this video before and I said, shit, I have to remake it because I rambled too much on any given point. I could make a whole video about just one of these points. So I'm going to try to skip that one and make a separate video for you on that subject. And that subject is talking to your doctor and choosing the kind of weight loss surgery based on your criteria. And I'm going to talk about that again in a separate video because that is so important, to choose the proper type of weight loss surgery, not just because of what you hear and what you can eat and what you can't eat. Those are all factors. But the main factor is how much do you want to lose, and is that solely important to you? Sounds like I'm losing my voice, but I'm really not. So anyway, we're going to talk about that separately. So I'm going to just start with number one. Don't think that weight loss surgery is going to solve all your problems in life. It certainly is not. The one problem it is going to solve is that you are going to lose weight. So obviously that problem solved. But the rest of them are still here, honey. They're just right here. You're just thinner. So that's a good thing, right? At least one thing has changed. The second thing is don't have too much fear. The surgery is totally manageable. I know you'll hear other people talk in depth on their journey, and you can go back and watch mine. And I was high as a kite. And I think it was my most popular video. I have thousands of views on that video where I'm high as a kite in the hospital. And yes, it really is me. But anyway, I had total fear. And I think until they put the mask on me and I breathed in 1, 2, 3, boom, I was out. That was when I actually relaxed. And when you wake up, I don't even remember. I know I was talking all kind of crazy stuff. I was high as a kite. And my daughter said, oh, you said all kind of things, and you were trying to grab water out of my hand. And all they gave me was that sucker popsicle thing with the sponge on it. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I could talk just for days about that too in retrospect. I don't think I ever made a post surgery video, but meanwhile, I'll go back to that another time too. So anyway, the pain and so forth, it is totally manageable. It is not pleasant. You will be very nauseated, most likely, and you may have other symptoms, headache, any number of things. But I didn't have headache, which is good because I have migraines. I suffer from migraine headaches, and I did not have a migraine. So that was a miracle. It's always a miracle. They did let me have my regular medication. So I think except like the moment of surgery, I had my regular medication. So that helped me prevent the migraine. But as far as the pain goes, the pain meds they give you are decent and they are manageable. So you guys will get through that. No worries. Okay, so I'm going to skip that one I told you about. Do take your vitamins. Okay, I'm not going to lecture you guys too much about it, but when they say that vitamin deficiencies are real, they really are, and some of them are actually very devastating. So the thing is, if you neglect taking your vitamins, I know you're going to hear it over and over, but there are things that you may not even realize that might creep up on you, and different things might start happening to you by not taking your vitamins. Listen to me. I took my vitamins. I didn't ever neglect taking my vitamins, and I still lost almost all my hair, and I lost fingernails. I lost 2 fingernails, and it was very painful, but it was because of vitamin deficiency. I ended up going to a dermatologist. None of them could tell me what it was, but trust me, I know that's what it was because that's never happened to me before, and nor since. But I know that eating, like 500 calories a day for months on end, and that is going to affect your skin, your hair, and your nails. So hopefully you guys won't have that issue that I had, but even with the supplements, and I was taking them religiously, morning and night, including calcium. For me, and for at least for I would probably think RNY and sleeve, I don't think that those supplements are really absorbed as much as from real foods, and I think that that's important, so that once you can start eating, eat healthy food. Make sure that you're eating lots of vegetables, green vegetables, and particularly spinach and or kale, things that are going to be good for your iron count. You don't have to eat that much of spinach or kale or anything like that that's green, As long as you eat like at least a handful, once you can get past the surgery, post-surgery stage. I eat like a handful of fresh spinach at lunch, and you can put it in your drink. And I have like, sometimes I'll have a handful of it in my egg. When I was post-op, I had egg whites, and I made a lot of that. So that was good. And my iron count, by the way, and I do not eat an abundance of spinach, but I do eat, like I said, twice a day. I have a little bit of it, and my iron count is almost at the maximum. So, and I have VSG, so, and I do not take iron supplements 99.9 times out of 100. So that's one thing I get from food. And I just think that even though I eat a little bit more than I used to, I think the fact that I eat healthy foods for the most part, and lots of green vegetables and colorful vegetables and fruits, is really helpful to your skin, hair, and nails. Okay, let's just stop that beauty routine conversation. Number 4. Okay, I know you're going to hear this ad nauseum from lots of people, but the thing is that everybody, not everybody, everybody is different. So even if you and I are the same starting height, weight, and age, we are not going to lose at the same rate. So even though we might want to think that there is a comparison level, we're both 5'5", we're both, starting at X weight, we're both the same age, all that, man, woman. It's not going to be a comparison, a side-by-side comparison. You can get an idea, but your journey is not going to be my journey, and my journey is not her journey or his journey. It's just not. So keep that in mind, and you're going to hear it 1,000 times, but you got to let it sink in. Because what's going to happen is as you compare yourself, you're going to find yourself feeling down. You're going to find yourself feeling all kind of feelings, emotions. And it's so unnecessary. You just have to get past that and say, okay, well, it's a guideline. That's all it is. And I may or may not lose more or less as fast as he or she. So keep that in mind, guys, for all you newbies. Okay, let's see, number 6. Do realize that your emotions are going to run wild post-op. I'm not sure exactly when mine started running wild, I'd have to say. I guess maybe 4 or 5, 6 months out. Starting then and continuing on, my emotions have pretty much run wild, and they were, it's just an elation that I want to say that's how I felt. Totally elated. Everything was amazing, and everything was beautiful in the world. Everything was beautiful. And people were beautiful, and people on YouTube were beautiful and friendly and kind. And, remember, what you see is not what you always get. Keep that in mind. There's all kinds of people out here, and most of them are really wonderful, true people. But there's others that, your experience that you're seeing on the screen is not necessarily who they really are. So, just a heads up, I'm not giving you a warning about anyone in particular, just in general about people. And that could be in your real life too, as you branch out and meet new people. Remember, you're on a high. You're going to see things with those, what do they say, the rose-colored glasses. You're going to have those freaking glasses on. You're going to be just so high having fun on life that, the rose-colored glasses, honey, are right there, where we can't see the forest for the trees. That happens, yeah. So, before you make any big decisions, just always give things a real check, a gut check, and make sure that you're doing the right thing for you and yours. And, yeah. And if you think that's going to fix a broken marriage or a broken relationship, it's not. It's probably just going to get worse, because you're going to feel free and you're going to start looking good. And that's going to give you confidence. So if you were lacking confidence for any reason when you were heavy, you're going to gain a ton of confidence. Whether you hit your goal or not, you're going to gain a ton of confidence. So that's certainly something to be ready for. Number whatever, just realize that no matter how many people are around you, whether you're in a group, a family, the YouTube community, remember, we are all alone. And I took this from Black Candy's video. Her concept of alone, and it's very true, because I've thought about it many times. Regardless if you and I are on the same journey and we're neighbors or friends and we hang around all the time, we're still on our own journey. It's still up to us to put the right stuff in our mouth. it's still up to us to take ourselves to exercise when your neighbor, your friend, husband, whatever, won't go with you to exercise or can't make it that day. It's on us. It's us. Take that finger and point it at yourself. We're responsible for tracking. We're responsible for putting it in our mouth, for cooking it, for making sure that we get our vitamins. It is just on us. So, and again, if we learn the routine and we learn it well and we get that down and we practice it, it's going to become second nature. Same with your physical fitness. Do not neglect your physical fitness regardless of the reason. There's exercises that almost anyone can do in any form, especially if you're able-bodied. Don't be shy about it. Just dive in and start doing something. And the more you do in the first year, first 18 months, the more it's going to help maximize your weight loss. After that, don't get lazy. That's the next tip. Don't get lazy. Just because you got to wherever it is you want to be, don't think you're going to stay there automatically. Autopilot doesn't exist. Remember, you were once overweight. Enough overweight to go get weight loss surgery. So thinking that you don't have to continue what you were doing to stay where you're at is just fooling yourself. So anyway, guys, that's enough tips for today. This is an extremely long video, and if you stayed with me to the end, congratulations, there's a gold star. Okay, love you guys. Ciao for now.